Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about online booking forms in amplifyOMS. So we've got a few updates to the booking form creation system and also just want to walk through the generalities of why this is a good idea to have for your practice. Now, I know a lot of practice owners are scared of using online booking for their practice. They would much rather have front desk control of the schedule. They're scared of things getting double booked, all of that sort of thing, which really isn't a huge concern as long as you're using your calendar internally in the office correctly. Now, one of the things that is important is to have your scheduling tight and make sure that everything is correct as far as that goes in your calendar setup. But the reason why you want online booking is because when a visitor comes to your website, you need to think of the fact that first off, you're paying for this website. You may be paying for a Google pay-per-click to get traffic to the website. You may be paying for social media ads to get traffic to the website. And what you want from a website visit or from a website visitor is an appointment on your schedule. That's your primary goal. So when you're using your website you have a schedule appointment button and it goes to basically a contact us form. From a consumer standpoint, they're not getting what they want when they're clicking that schedule an appointment button. They're not getting an appointment. What they're getting is a form fill, and they're waiting for someone to get back to them. Now, of course, there are ways to automate that response so that it happens quicker, and there are ways to get that appointment booked more automatically, even from a form fill. But at the end of the day, the conversion you want on that website is an appointment. I'll get off that soapbox now, but I really think online booking is critical for hearing care practices. I'm a big advocate of it, and that's the reason why our system makes creating online booking forms that are attractive and can be used on any website so easy. So let's go ahead and hop into the process and I'll walk you through. Okay, so now that we're in the system, we're just going to head on down in the administration menu to administration, and then we're going to scroll down to the online booking forms area. Now, to create a new form, of course, I already have one here for my location, but we're going to create one from scratch. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to add a new form, and we can call it whatever we want. I'll just call this test booking form. Now, some of the other things that we can put in here as far as this goes is the title of the form. That's going to show up at the top. We're going to be fine with request an appointment. And then here, there's the form description, which these are basically the instructions, and you can customize this in the system as well. Now, if you have multiple clinics, you'll need to tell the system what clinics we're creating this form for. Let's leave it blank so you can see what it's like when you have all three options. Provider, I'm not going to select one. I'm going to let people go through this, and then pre-select first available provider. So here, you can either allow people to pick the provider that they want, or you can pre-select the first one that's available on the day that they choose. I'm going to choose that, but you can do whatever you want here. Now, as far as visit type, typically for most practices, we're doing in-office visits. We do also have the ability for Zoom meetings and curbside and offsite, but we'll just do in-office for these. And then now we select the appointment types we want to show up in the online booking form. So I'm going to select both hearing aid service and hearing evaluation. In your appointment settings in the system, you can choose which appointments are available to even be booked online. Now, days in advance, just to make sure, and this is a safeguard for your practice, you can go ahead and make sure that people can't book same-day appointments. Let's say they have to be 2 days in advance or 3 days in advance, whatever we want. Time zone, we're typically going to leave that alone for a brick and mortar practice because we only operate in the time zone that our account is set up in. But if this was for a nationwide practice or one that's in multiple time zones, of course, we can partition that as well. Referral source, here you're going to choose what we're going to call the referral. And here I've got a referral type in my system that's online booking. So I'm going to choose that. You can also insert Google Analytics tracking fields, your source, medium, and name to help track online conversions for this. Same thing for Facebook Pixel Tracking ID, you can fire a conversion there. Now, here, verification required. I would typically leave this at yes, and what this does is sends the patient a message to verify their email address, making sure that they're an actual person. It can help reduce on bots, but if you don't want people to have to go through that, you can select no. And then your redirect URL, This is important for online conversions. Basically, once the form is completed, they're either going to get a default message saying that your appointment request has been received and we'll be sending you a confirmation, or you can have them redirect to a page that says thank you on your website. And then from a Google ad standpoint or a Facebook ad standpoint, when that page is loaded, you can call that a conversion. Now, if you're super fancy, you can apply custom CSS to our booking form to change colors, border radius, fonts, all that sort of stuff. So if you're a CSS whiz or your web developer is, you can also insert that in there. Then we hit save, and our booking form is created. And so what I'm going to do is, let's find it, test booking form. That's the one I just created. And now we can just generate the embed code. Now, if somebody else does your website, then all you'll do is generate this code, copy it to your clipboard, and then paste it in an email to your web developer. And next, I'll go ahead and show you how easy it is to use this embed code on a web page so that our booking form works for us. We'll hop into that right now. Okay, so let's hop on over to a simple page builder just to walk you through how this works. Now, this process is the same, whether you're using WordPress or the website builder in our CRM or a different system, Squarespace, anything. If you're creating a web page, then this works the same for any one that you want. So basically, I've got a basic page here set up, and all I'm going to do is on the page, I'm going to insert a code element. Now in WordPress, you'll see this as like HTML. That's fine. Anything that allows you to put custom code on a web page, that's where you're going to use that code that we got from the amplifyOMS booking form. So we're just going to go to our code editor, and we're going to just paste in that code that it gave us, and we're going to hit save, and boom, we're done. So again, this could be on your main authority WordPress website, could be anywhere. I'm just doing this for a quick and dirty demonstration of how this works. So now when I go to preview this page, boom, we've got our appointment form here. You can see here, this is the form description, the way it shows up. The form title, this is the form description right here, but of course those are customizable whenever you create your form. And then, so I'll go ahead and select, let's say hearing aid service. And then we've got my office locations here, and you do have the ability to view those on a map and choose where you're going to be. You can also type in a zip code to search as far as that goes. So let's just type that in, and it brings up the closest office to my zip code. I go ahead and click that. Let's say I want the first available provider, sure. And then at this point, okay, looks like I've got openings Friday morning. I could go ahead and select book an appointment, and we're good to go. The patient puts in their information, and they can verify their request by either email or SMS message to verify they're a real person. And they go ahead and put in that information for the online booking form, and ta-da, we're done. So at that point, a patient can come to your practice website, click the schedule an appointment button, and they can actually schedule an appointment, which is the conversion that you want on the website, and this is how it works. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. Talk to you soon. Thanks. For more information about amplifyOMS, just check us out at amplifyOMS.com.